All right, let's get it. Stardom made me happy today.
What is up? What is up, everybody? Good, happy Saturday morning. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I hit Big up at 8 o'clock this morning. I said, Big, you want to do a show? So I'm glad to be here for the Big Star Show. I think my guy Big is frozen. Big, can you hear me? My guy Big is frozen. He might have to come out and go back in. But y'all know it's always great when me and my guy Big Game James get together. He having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I believe he should be able to come back in soon. But anyway, I just appreciate everybody being here. Y'all know before we get started, please like the stream, please like the stream, please share it. Please subscribe, please share, please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Mine, Stargazer Sports. Big is, I'm gonna put it in the chat. What up, Thurston? Philly podcast. Philly podcast. What you doing? Okay, I appreciate everybody in the chat tonight. Let me hopefully my guy Big will be back. You see the enemy, I don't know who it is, but it's the enemy. It's always trying to stop me and Big from doing shows. But we gonna make it work anyway. Even if he gotta appear on his phone or whatever, we still gonna make it work. But yeah, y'all follow me. I'm Stargazer Sport. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. Please like the stream as you coming in. And please share. What up, Ty? My guy Ty Church. Please share the stream as well on your social media platforms. My guy Big Dow. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate everybody. Thurston Howell. Really appreciate you. Joey Badass. Yeah, everybody coming in. Everybody coming in. Big Dal, yeah, I do gotta make you a mod. You right. I thought you was already a mod. Let me go and I could definitely make you a mod. I've been needing to add more mods. I've gotten some more people lately. And thank you guys so much. Y'all got me up to 670 subscribers. Let's see if y'all can get me up by the end of this stream. Get me up to 700. Can I get 30 subscribers off of this stream? I don't know, but y'all help me get to. I'm on the road to 700. We've been growing really quickly over these past couple of month. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to keep growing. I want to keep up the momentum. But the channel. Oh, he said you were before Big Dow. Okay, yeah. Let me. I'm in the control room now, so I can add you as a mod. My guy Todd Church, are you a mod? I think you are, but let me look. Let me see. Yeah, Todd Church, you a mod. What up, Lou? My main win. I'm gonna add Lou as a mod. And then I'm gonna add you, Big Dow, as a mod. But yeah, thank you guys for rocking with me. Hopefully, my guy Big should be coming back in, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. But anyway, we want to talk to y'all about hopefully Big come back in. Even if he could just gotta come on his phone to talk some ball. Let me see. Okay, but anyway, we wanted to talk to you guys about, as y'all saw on the thumbnail, which I can put it up here. I don't think I uploaded it, but I can upload it now. It'll take 2 seconds. But as y'all saw on the thumbnail, getting better. Y'all see me and my guy Big Game James? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, getting better. I think we and why did I title this show Getting Better? I'm saying these Dallas Cowboys are getting better. They're obviously we're in the first week of training camp. Haven't put on pads yet. We put on shells. Y'all forgive me because I just figured out that shells are different than pads. People was like, oh my God, they were like, Cowboys will be in shells today. And I was like, they already in shells? In my head, I'm thinking they already in pads. And I'm like, no, that's 2 different things. So y'all forgive me, I'm a little bit slow. You know what I'm saying? But Cowboys Thanos, John Cofield, Paul Rawdog. Yeah, I know all you guys are from Big's channel. I appreciate y'all for being here. Big having a little bit of technical. Oh, I think I just heard him come in. Okay, hopefully we good.
And there's an outage in your area.
All right, what up, Big?
I'm sorry, man. I don't have the ghetto Wi-Fi. I'm gonna just let you know. I don't have the ghetto. I don't have dial-up. We got Spectrum. We got the highest one. I just told my girl. She just told me our bill 100, and we're experiencing outages. How many times are we gonna experience outages on Spectrum? How many times, Star?
I hate Spectrum.
All right.
I hate Spectrum. I got Spectrum. I hate it. I was like, bruh.
How did they make it?
My apartment forces me to have Spectrum. They force, but I hate Spectrum, bro.
Our area forces us because there ain't nothing else out here. So we gotta get it.
So we have to get Spectrum. It's awful. But anyway.
I hate them. But I'm back. Sorry.
All right, we back. But anyway, I was telling everybody, I said I hit Big up this morning, 8 o'clock. I said, Big, let's do a show. I said, Big, you want to do a show? He said, absolutely. So we doing a Big Star show. How you feeling today, Big, besides the technical issues?
I'm feeling great because I get to talk to my homegirl. We finally talked and we had a great off-the-air talk. And I'm not going to tell you what that talk was about. But that was the greatest talk in the history of the world, just so you know.
Yes, it was the greatest talk. We will not be telling you what we talked about.
We will not.
But it's a great Saturday. And I was telling them, like, we want to talk about today. Just camp standouts, really. It's the first week of training camp. We put on shells, I think yesterday, and then tomorrow is the official day we start with pads. So I feel like training camp just goes so fast. It's like boom, boom, boom. Because I think they have what's it called? The legacy game, whatever they do on Thursday, like on this upcoming Thursday. And then after that, it's preseason. So it's like football season is like
football is like, you remember back in the day, Star felt like training camp was forever. Preseason games took for 100 years. Yeah. Now they like, you gonna do this many days, you gonna do this many games, and we're gonna right in the regular season, man. Like it's so rapid. I haven't seen it like this ever in life. Everything is microwave, everything is quick. So we got games getting ready to come right here. So it's almost like it's hard to really say anything about these guys because they're only gonna be there for a little bit.
Exactly. Like it just comes up so fast. So I'm like, that's why if you miss a few weeks in training camp, it's like shit. Training camp might fuck around and be over, but
for real.
But anyway, so let's get into it. You know, I feel like you call yourself the minister of the defense. So I'm like, let's start on the defensive side of the ball, and then we can move to the offensive side and talk about our guy Shotty, because I think you the one who coined the Shotty effect.
I so did.
You coined the Shotty effect. And I believe what we're seeing in this training camp is the Shotty effect.
Yes, you are.
I feel like this is no knock to Mike. This is no knock to Mike. Mike had his time. He had some good things rolling. Obviously, we was 12-5 team, yada, yada, yada. But obviously there's a different, they've been talking about this since OTAs about the difference of energy. But it's like when we actually looking at these practices and from what we can hear about the people on the ground, from the people on the ground, that it is a totally different energy, and the practice is moving at a way faster pace than it was in the past under Mike McCarthy. So let's talk about just a little bit about that, Big, and then we'll move to the defense. Like, what are your thoughts on what you've seen from the first week of training camp so far?
Libra gang, Libra gang, Libra gang. I'm going to say it till y'all's face fall off. I don't care. I'm going to say Libra gang till your face fall off. Shout out to everybody in the building. My dog, Big Lou. Everybody loved all y'all. Good to see y'all. Craig, what's up? Good to see y'all. We've been forever. But I told y'all, it's Libra gang. It's the Shotty effect. I've been saying that from day one. This man, he do the Shotty shakes every morning. Go out there, shake all the players' hands. It's the little things, Star. It's the little things. See, we loved, I didn't hate on Mike McCarthy. I still, to this day, you got us 12-5, 12-5 win seasons. But, me and you, the last time we had a show, you said something to me, and we had already talked about this, how Mike always put it on his staff. Mike went about his business as the head coach, but he left it up to the staff and the players to kind of regulate themselves and do them things themselves. Right. Shotty is a different person because he's hands-on, like all the way. And I really think that age thing, because Shotty's only like 51 years old. He's been coaching 25 years and he's only 51. So I feel like he has that great in between. He's kind of the old school, but he's still kind of the new school. So that still, to me, bodes well. The young players still can relate to him. And he has that energy. That's the energy. Mike didn't have that energy, dog. Mike just didn't have it.
He just didn't have it.
He just didn't have it.
He just did not have it.
He just did not have it. And I feel like these younger players and these other guys really can relate to that energy. It changes. There's nothing wrong with having a hard training camp and still having fun. You can still you can make those two things happen. And so to me, that excitement, I think, is what's going to hopefully carry during the year, because that gets your team behind your coach. We talked about this last time. When your team gets behind that coach and really feeling them, that's when you're playing those really tough games. You don't make the mental mistakes because you don't want to mess up for your coach. You don't want to do things wrong for your coach, because we love Shotty. It's those little things, dog, that really just, I feel, going to carry you. And we're going to need that when we play the Kansas Cities. Because I said, we cannot lose to Kansas City this year. But we can't lose to them.
We can't lose to them. We've got to win. I've been talking shit. I've been talking shit to my friends that are Chiefs fans. They're like, yeah, y'all. I said, we're going to blow y'all out. So, Cowboys, please, we got to win. We got to win on Thanksgiving.
I've been saying the same thing.
We got to win up, because that win, that is what's going to have people looking at Shotty like,
okay. The Shotty effect.
Exactly, the Shotty effect. That's what we mean. Like,
hey, Star, if we watch Bleacher Report and ESPN, they say the Shotty effect. I want my residuals.
Oh yeah, we gonna send them the papers and tell them like, hey, my guy, Big Game James coined this phrase. Where his money at? You know what I'm saying? Give us the money. But I'm serious. Like, I think, and I agree with you. Like, the coaches, just the old regime, they were old. Mike McCarthy 60. Mike Solari was 70. Zimmer was almost 70. It's like those coaches
old.
They did not have the energy. And it's not saying that old coaches are bad, but we're just saying they can't. What they're doing now, they didn't even have the physical body capability to do that. There was time when Zimmer talked that I'm like, if he talks any louder, his voice box may explode.
You feel me?
Like, we just
Grandpa Zim. Come on, man. I love you, Grandpa.
We love you,
Grandpa.
You know what I'm saying? You, Grandpa, like, we needed some new energy. We needed some new fast pace. Like, let's go. And they're trying to increase, because they talk about this energy. Because we talk about it, Big. You guys talk about it. You, Boss, Law, y'all talk about how, under the Rod Marinelli days, it was all about hustle, hustle, hustle to the ball. You never had to worry about effort. And that we saw some issues with it. We had to be honest.
Yes.
We won a lot of games, but we did see effort issues with Mike McCarthy, with Dan Quinn, with even Zimmer at times. So it's like, I'm glad that they're like, the way we want to run practice is high tempo, up pace, because Shotty talked about it. You have to practice. You can't expect to go into a game toe to toe for 4 quarters if you don't have the conditioning. If you're not used to playing up at that tempo at a consistent level. And so I'm glad that this is the way they're running practices. Shotty was like, we could run long practices. And if I look at the tape and I see they ain't running, we will have long practices. So that's what I like about Shotty. Like, he just has a total different energy than Mike McCarthy. And I just feel like that's kind of what this team needed, because we are still a very young team. Our oldest person is Dak, and he's 32. So, our team is just everybody's pretty young on this team. So it's like, you kind of need coaches that have the same energy. That's how I feel. Like, you need coaches that can kind of match their energy. At least here in Dallas, you know what I'm saying? At least here in Dallas, that's what I feel like they need. But go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, Calvin Jefferson just said it. We always came out flat against good teams. That's it right there. I was just about to say that, Calvin. Great point that you just about to say that, because every time we played a big team, a top team, we always came out with no damn energy. We came out scary. I'm like, that's the reflection of your coach. That is the reflection of your coach. If you continually come out flat and not look like you're not prepared for it, and then once you start getting your ass kicked, then all of a sudden it kicks in. No, we need to come in A1, day one, first play, just like them playoffs. I'm telling you, them 2023 playoffs, that's what got you fired, Mike, for real. That's where the lame duck came. That's where all that happened. Because when you had that season that we had, and Dak had the season that he had, and that's why CeeDee Lamb on them first series was mad as shit and had that attitude, and Mike had to come over and talk to you. You know why CeeDee was mad? Because he was like, man, motherfucker, we've been doing this the whole damn year, kicking ass, scoring points, and then as soon as we come in a big ass game, we 3 and out. Nah, F this, man, dog. F this. And I felt him, because we all felt it. That's why the crowd was like, oh, shit.
Everybody started feeling it.
Here it comes. We all started feeling
tense. Because, you could tell the team started feeling tense. Because I have to.
And we can't. Because we've seen this so many damn times with our team, with big teams coming out flat. When you had Jason Garrett, this happened the same way. So as soon as we see that, it's like, here we go again. And we're like, we're about to get our ass kicked. All Dallas fans know it. You Dallas fans that act like, if you've been a long time Dallas fan, you know it. That's why we all feel the way. That's why it's quiet in Dallas. That's why we don't have big crowds that go hoo-ha, because we know after we see a first couple series, we about to get our ass kicked. So why we going to stand up and cheer? We know we about to lose. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You a true Dallas fan, that's what you feel. So hopefully Shotty's inspiration, not just the coaching, but that fire, that we need that energy. First play every game. We need to come out aggressive, hard, and strong. And hopefully his mentality and brings that to the team and brings that out of him, because I'm tired of us losing to these whack ass teams, and I'm tired of going and listening to the media all week. See, don't you Dallas Cowboy players get tired of hearing that shit? Don't you coaches get tired of hearing that? Change it. You can.
Exactly. Change the narrative. And that's right, Big. Anytime it was like those super big games, we couldn't pull it out. It was always mistakes. I go back and remember, even the Dolphins game, we had that game. There's just stupid mistakes. It's like,
and the Dolphins, come on.
Dolphins. Like, come on, man. Like, we should beat that team. It's like, I'm with you, Big. I'm tired of these whack ass teams talking shit to us, but it's like they gonna keep talking shit to us until we beat them consistently. And it's like, we gotta beat them. Like, we got teams this year where we got something to prove. And Shotty got something to prove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
can you be the difference maker? We was all excited when Mike took over because we like, okay, Mike's gonna be the difference maker. We're winning games with Kellen, but Mike is gonna be the one that's gonna help us in the hard games.
Yes.
But that wasn't the case. And you did it. That's why you out of here. So it's like, Shotty, can you be the one to help us win the hard games? Because that's what you're gonna be measured by. Nobody cares about you beat the shit out of the Giants. We did that with Kellen. We did that with Mike. We did it with Jason Garrett. Like, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Like, you gotta start.
Don't show me no Mazi highs. Don't show me no Mazi highlights that he turned the corner and you show the Giants.
We can be honest about that because is the Giants O-line very good? No. You know what I'm saying? So
we get sacks against the Giants, so you know they ain't good.
Right. We have to see. You got to measure, and that's how I evaluate players. Like, okay, I can see what you did against this team, but what did you do against this team? Who's the best O-line in the league? That's what I'm really looking at. What did you do against the best teams? I don't really care if you went up and down the field on some horrible team. Like, what did you do against the best competition? Because that shows me who you really are as a player.
Exactly.
So as we transition into the defense, I think somebody who really been standing out, I got him on the thumbnail, is our guy Donovan Ezaraku, our second round pick. I've been hearing nothing but ranting raves about him. That, I mean, his bag is deep. That, you know, and I think Donovan Ezaraku, I was talking to my boss about this, and I was like, boss, I think he may have the deepest pass rush bag. Not that he's the best on the team. I'm not going to disrespect Micah, and I'm not going to disrespect Fowler, but Micah and Fowler are more pure speed pass rush. They don't really need that deep of a bag, you know what I'm saying? Because they're pure pass rusher. But when you have someone
you
like
can say it, Star. You can say it. Yeah, he's got a better pass rushing tool than them other guys. Micah is just a different athlete. Micah is just
that's what I'm saying. They're different level of athlete. So it's like they don't even need as deep as the bag because it's just not really many linemen in the league that can block her.
Lou told me. He said, I told you that dude is nasty. And I was like, yeah, when they drafted him, remember when we had the draft show? Yep. And remember when they drafted him, I was like, oh, man. And they was like, Big, you better really go watch that tape. I said, all right. I went and watched that tape. I said, hold up. Ho. Let me smack myself 3 times because you was tripping, Jay. You see this dude? Yes, Ty Church. I said it too. I said he reminds me of a more disciplined Randy Gregory, because if you looked at Randy Gregory, their size frames, Randy Gregory wasn't a big dude, but he was strong. Randy Gregory came out of Nebraska like about 245, and they were like, how's he going to hold up against the run? Because he's wiry. But it didn't matter. Randy Gregory had that different, he had that bend, he had that different play strength. His problem was this. This what his problem was. You got a Donovan Ezaraku who has that, and he has this, and he has this. And when you got that ability and it upstairs is different. And just like you said, Star, I've been watching him. Boy, he's already at the line thinking about what move I'm going to do against you. You could tell. He sets you up. He comes with one move. He comes with the next move to set you up with the first move. He came with rookies don't come in doing that. And the fact that he dropped a 44th and Dallas got him, I said, man, listen. I'm already putting him in the pot for Defensive Rookie of the Year because if Donovan Ezaraku gets significant time with these Dallas Cowboys, he's going to be in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year because he has the 2 belt, he has the bend, he has athletic ability, he can set the edge. Coach Shotty already said he's not a one-trick pony. So when you combine that with Micah, Fowler, Sam Williams, who's going to go nuts, It's gonna be like 21.
It's
Gonna be like
crazy.
It's gonna be like 21 to me. Remember when we transferred over from 2020 to 21 with Quinn, and we were going sack crazy? That's what I feel like it's gonna be this year, Star.
Facts. I agree with that. I think that's why when I'm talking to people, I'm like, I know that around our division, the D tackles are better. Like Philly D tackles clearly better.
Y'all got better edge guys than us, though.
You don't.
The only one who's close to edge guys with us, in my opinion, in our division, is the Giants. Right. I think the Giants are us, because the Giants pass rush is going to be nasty this year. I don't care what anybody said. I listened to Lou, and if Lou's still in here, I agree with you, Lou. It's going to be between us and the Giants, because that boy they did drafted from Penn State, and adding him with Thibodeau and them other guys, the only difference is they have a real defensive tackle, and we don't. Star. They got Dexter Lawrence, and that's what the people don't understand. That defensive line is going to keep them in games just because they got a true one tech that's a record, and they got edge guys that can attack you in so many different ways. That we always known, Star, from how long the Giants always had defense. They always had edges. They always had the front line, and that's why the Giants are always good, because they keep that front line defense. Yes, that's why they beat the Patriots. It was that pass rush.
Right. I'm like, that's why they won 2 Super Bowls. Like it wasn't Eli Manning. Not the Eli Manning. I think he played obviously enough to win, but when you talk about why they won. It was that pass defense. Rush. It was that defense. And so when we look at our pass rush, as you named, Micah Parsons, Dante Fowler, that's a walking 10 sack guy right there. You're getting 10 plus sacks. If you even with less snaps, and Fowler said that shit too. He said, "Bruh, I had way less snaps than these guys. I had like 15 sacks,
and killing them."
It killed them. So it's like you got Micah Parsons, you got Dante Fowler, then you add Donovan Ezeraku, who has real pass rush tools. That's usually the thing that a young phenom has to work on. It's like, he's got this, he's got a talent, but he just needs to refine his pass rush tool. Now he got the pass rush tools. Then you, like you said, add in Sam Williams, who we already know had high, even from the limited snaps before he got hurt. We were like, look how he's producing. Mm-hmm. Now, imagine if you actually gave him actual snaps. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's going to do. And I feel like Sam Williams has made an impression on everybody. They asked Mike about him. They asked CD about him. They asked Dak about him. And every single one of them is like, listen, we
Sam
know all
the crazy.
Sam's going to go off this year. They were like, we know the work that he put in. Like, he's going to go crazy this year. So when you think about all of that, then I forgot even my guy who we just drafted in the second
round. Marshawn Nealon. Ain't nobody even talking about him. But see, you know what about Nealon is?
Yeah.
You know what this is what I like about with Nealon. I feel like, and I don't like mentioning his name because I just don't like this player, but that guy that's over at Seattle, he reminds me of that type of a clone because he's more of a big body. He can more set the edge. Not a, but his thing is he can do multiple, really can stop that run. That's where you need him. Right. You feel me? I feel like Marshawn Nealon will get the type of sacks where Mike open the door for you, Ezeraku open the door for you, so you got the sack off of them. I think he'll be that type of guy where he gets the sacks off that way. But when you're talking about getting a big stop in the run game, getting a big pressure, things like that, I think that's where you're really going to see a Marshawn Nealon really stand out. He doesn't have those tools of the other guy, but you need that type of a player because he's really going to be strong in the run game. And we all talked about, we're still worried about the run game. We're still worried about that middle. Somebody just mentioned Mazi. I don't care. Yes, I seen the clip. I don't care if it was one damn clip. Tyler Smith picked your ass up and moved your ass out the hole. I said, oh, no. And then I heard Mazi say, I'm giving it all my all. I don't care what you talking about. Let me just say this one more time, y'all. And I know y'all gonna say you're beating a dead horse, big. But remember when he gave that first interview his rookie year, this is what they said to him. They said, "Yeah, we know you out there chomping at the bit. You want to hit people." He said, "Yeah. I don't even like football. I just want to hit somebody." Now listen to this. If somebody sit there, now listen to this, Sorry, I thought about this. If somebody says, "I don't even like football, I just want to hit people," does that tell me he's going to work on the finer things in camp? Does that mean he's going to stay after and work on those certain pass rush moves to get him behind the line? Because if he said, "I don't even like football," what makes me think that he's going the extra mile doing the training? What makes me think he's doing the extra things to make him great when that man said, "I don't even love football"? Because if you love football, you're going to do the small things to make you great. If you don't love football and you just like hitting people, you know what? There's a lot of people that like to hit people, but you got to learn the finer things of football. And if you don't learn that, you're not going to be great, because there's a whole bunch of strong people that like hitting people in football. You need to learn the techniques. And when you say that, I don't know if you have the passion. So I'm just keeping it real. I don't listen to anything that Mazi says. I don't listen to his quotes. I don't listen to shit that Mazi says, because to me, you're a bust. And I'm sorry, until you show different, that's what I'm going to think you are. And I don't care who's in these streets, content creator or otherwise, Mazi ain't did shit. And he's still doing the same damn things of year one. We need some, get Linville Joseph, get in there, because I'm telling you, if we're relying on Mazi this year, we're going to get our ass kicked in that middle. Again, just my opinion.
Yeah, so y'all know I'm gonna have some pushback on this. I think with Mazi, one, I know you hate that he said that big. You know what I'm saying?
That pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie.
He don't like football. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say that when I actually look at Mazi play on the field, I don't see a person who don't like football who's not putting in effort. I will say that Mazi's year one was a wash. You know what I'm saying? It was double teams, the weight influx, which now that I think back on it, I think Mazi was obviously that in year one, just trying to find his role, how he fit into the scheme. I think Dallas Cowboys did a major disservice, because you knew you were going to be trying to change how Mazi was, but it's like, did you really have that proper support like that around him? Like, I don't think so. We did have Jonathan Hankins, but Jonathan Hankins got hurt. So
and he put his arm around him.
Right. It was like, where was the mentorship? And then year two, Mazi still ain't had no mentor. He didn't really have no mentorship like that. He had Linville Joseph, but Linville Joseph is a D tackle that's already way past his prime. Y'all feel me? So it's
he still should have put his hand around, because this is what I'll say, and I didn't mean to cut you off, so I apologize. But this is what I will say. I said us getting Solomon Thomas was huge, because I already heard Patrick Walker already said that, he's learning some moves from Solomon Thomas. And I said, that's the biggest benefit. When I made my Solomon Thomas video, I said, that's his biggest benefit, that if we can get Solomon Thomas, because Solomon Thomas is all about mentorship. He's all about helping the next man. He's all about team. And let me show you how being a pro. So that's the good thing, getting a Solomon Thomas. So I will lean on that hope, because I'm going to listen to you, Star. I'm not just going to be so closed-minded. I'm going to listen to you, Star. But having Solomon Thomas in there is really going to help him, because I feel like Solomon Thomas will put their hand around him and say, let me show you how to be a pro, because they said I was a bust when I came out, and look what I'm doing.
That's true. That's true. And Big, I'm glad that's exactly where I was going. And Shotty said the same thing. Shotty said, what's huge for Mazi is that we brought in Solomon Thomas. So that means when Shotty mentioned two people's names together, that means he already know they got a relationship, or they working together, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that Mazi has Solomon Thomas here, because you're right, Big. Solomon Thomas did have that label. He was a first round pick too, I think.
Yeah, it was a number 3 pick.
Right. Overall, we picked Mazi at the bottom. Solomon Thomas was number 3 overall pick, and he's like, listen, people said I was a bust, but look how I've been able to transform my game. Look what I've been able to do. And I think that's exactly what Mazi needs. Mazi needs leadership, because I think everybody watching Mazi coming out of college is like, you saw the traits of what he could be, but I think a lot of people did not like Mazi's motor, and they also
Mm-hmm.
said Mazi's get off right was not the best. And so
Mm-hmm.
over these years, like Mazi has been trying to perfect that and work on that and stuff like that. But then you also had to think last year all coaches was on a lame duck year, so it's just a lot of going on. Two
Yeah.
people I trust with Mazi, and I like these stats. He said 50 tackles, 2.5 sacks. So that means because Mazi, he
I
believe
like
it or not,
that.
Mazi got a sack his rookie year, and I think 1.5 sacks his sophomore year. So that means he only got to get one more sack, get one more sack, and 12. That's what that tackles for loss is what I'm looking for Mazi.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what I want to see more from Mazi. For us to really say, okay, Mazi's really taking that next step. That's what I want to see from him. Now, granted, Shotty did say, he said that, you know, when you're looking at it, what you think about this, because Shotty was saying, like, when you look at interior, he said on both sides of the ball, offensive line and defensive line, he was like, you can't always look at the box score, because the box score, he was like, because you got to think of it. If we asking, if Mazi pushes that center back and collapse the pocket, and then the edges get the sack, that's a stat for us as the coaches,
You're right.
but of course that's not really gonna pop up on the screen. If it's
You are right.
Mazi plugged his gap and then he allowed the linebacker to flow free so that he can make the tackle, like, he don't get stats for that. So we do have to be mindful that with D tackles and interior guards on the offensive line, that, like, they may not always show up on the stat sheet. But I think for Mazi, I think he has the ability to show up more on the stat sheet than he already has. That's what I think. I feel like you got more of an ability, and that's why people want to see more from you. And that's why if people don't see more from you, they're going to say you're a bust, because a bust is a person that we think you were supposed to perform at this level coming out of college, but you've only given us this. That's
Mm-hmm.
what makes you a bust. That's what people say,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you a bust. So, yeah. What do you think about that?
I you know what, I'm a agree with you on that, Star. You know, especially with the first 2 years. Your first year was a wash. They try to have you do things that you weren't ready for, what you weren't trying to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. And then if I look at the stats and even the tape, your numbers went up significantly from year 1 to year 2. They really did. So I can say that. And I can also say, agree with you, the turnover from one coach 1 year, another coach another year, and now you're going to another one. That's tough. And for a defensive tackle, and you might have some issues, maybe mental, some things that went on the first year. But I think, like you said, Shotty is all about that mentorship. And I think he could be the key, because he is the one that will look deeper into the crust of things. Like, hey,
right,
we need to do this. And he can really, I think, can reach, because he can encourage you. Like, he can bring your spirit up.
right.
So I really feel like him being the coach, he'll see those little small things and he'll attack it. He won't let it ride like, to me, Mike McCarthy would. I think McCarthy. They'll work it out. They'll be all right. He'll see and be like, nah, we got to attack this right now, because this could spill over, and then 4 games later, this will show its ugly head. So let's go ahead and attack this now. That's why I think the fine tuning. Remember, it's the fine tuning of things, the small things.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Will help, and I think that's what Shotty will help incorporate to help Mazi. So I'm not going. I'm a peel back a little bit, because Star talked to me. I'm gonna peel back a little bit, because Star got in my brain. I'm gonna peel back a little bit and say, okay, let's see. But I just saying, like, you know, I've seen a few plays where they're just still moving him out the way, and I don't need to get him to get 100 sacks. I need him to be stout in that middle. And I need for you not to get pushed out by one person. I need you to be able to hold that anchor. I need you to be, when you come in, you're effective. And like I said, I don't need the sacks, but I need you to be able to make plays so other people can make plays off of you. So that's what we need. And we need to see it consistently, week in and week out. We can't see it 1 week against the Giants, and then you play, then we get ready to play Kansas City, and then they whoop your ass. That's not progression to me.
That's not progression.
Is to me when I see you go against them big dogs and you're really fighting and you're really attacking, because that's what we're really going to need. So I'll lean off that with you, and I'll keep my eyes open, Star, and say, okay, let's see what that has. I'm not going to throw him away because this is year 3. But some of the things I've seen in training camp, I'm just like, man, that's the same old Mazi. Sorry.
Yep. And you know what? And I wish you shout out to my people in the chat. Rico popped
Craven,
in.
Rico,
JV,
Craven, everybody in here. We
little
love Ty
Mickey.
Church. What's up, JB? Y'all in here? What's up with y'all?
100 grand. We glad to see y'all. I think that when we look at Mazi's stats, now we can see that he obviously, this is his stats here on the screen. Mm-hmm. Now he only started 3 games his rookie year, but he had a sack, 13 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. So when we look at his tackles and his solo tackles went up quite a bit because he only had 9 his rookie year, went up to 22 his sophomore year, and then got an extra tackle for loss, and then 3 QB hits. So I feel like if we can get Mazi up to like 8, 9, 10 QB hits, I agree. Let's try to get to 12 would be crazy. If Mazi get 12 and a half tackles for loss, he had a crazy year. But I would say, yeah, let's get it up to 8 to 12 and then try to get his solo. Let's get your solo tackles up. You increased it by 12, from one year to another. So let's increase it by 20. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if you can get 42 solo tackles. Like, that's what we want to see. We just want to see Mazi. It's the consistency for Mazi. We've seen flashes. We've seen flashes for 2 years, honestly. Even his rookie year, we saw a little bit of flash. So we've seen flashes. But right now, what we want to see from Mazi is just the consistency and that dominant force in the middle that could really help us. And it is year 3. It does traditionally take D tackles 3 years to come along. We got to look at somebody like Osa. We drafted him 2021. Osa had a career year win 2024. So it takes a while for these guys to really get going. But that's what we're hoping on. And we're hoping that the mentorship and White Cotton. That's another guy to lean on.
I love White Cotton.
I'm a lean on White Cotton.
I like White Cotton.
Right. I'm a lean on White Cotton and trust. I'm gonna try to trust the coaches on this one. But I will say this, if Mazi don't produce, because we already talked about it big, they was gonna get Alfred Collins, but he got stolen from us.
Yes. And that's what people don't talk about that enough, Star. People don't talk about that enough. And that's why I give the Cowboys front office a little credit. People don't talk about that enough is when they're like, oh, we need to get a defensive tackle. Dallas was going to draft Alfred Collins. That's who they were going to draft. I don't give a hell what anybody says. They met him at the combine. They had him come in for the 30-30. He's a Texas kid, like that, and 6'6", 335 pounds. Yes, and he was very effective. I'm telling you, Star, I knew they were going to draft him in the 3rd round, but them hoe-ass Niners did too. So they went and said, nah, boo-boo. We hate you. We're going to take Alfred Collins because we know you need a defensive tackle. Bam. They went and got him literally right before us. So I will say, Dallas Cowboys did in the front office have that in mind to get that defensive tackle that was going to help the team. Now, they still went and got Jay Toya. I love Jay.
Me too.
But 7th round, I just feel like because them tokens and them Samoans is different. They different. And those are the ones I want. But we can't sit there and be realistic and say we're putting all our stock in a rookie, man. We just can't do it. Like, we got to be realistic. I think he's going to be a good player. I definitely think he's going to be a good player, but we can't put all that pressure on him. Let's Dallas. See, this is what we get frustrated with the front office, right, Star? Because y'all went out and got George Pickens. Y'all said, that's your ultimate shut up signing. All Cowboys fans, shut the hell up. We got George Pickens. Shut up. We got George Pickens. Now be quiet. No, because the great organizations say, we not done yet. We still got a little money in the pot. So we're gonna be real boldy. We're gonna get us a nasty defensive tackle. And we might get us a running back too. We're not gonna let our coach, because remember, we talked about this, Star, Nick Sirianni. I got a little thing in my gallery where it talks about Nick Sirianni. And they said He was almost on his way out. But the front office said, you embed what we believe in, you embed the fans, you embed that. So we're going to give you everything you need to be successful. We're going to go get you a Saquon Barkley. We're going to get you a A.J. Brown. We're going to draft you a Smith. We're going to get that offensive line. We're going to get everything you need to be successful. And that's why we get frustrated, because we know there's a gap with Mazi. Y'all want to put all them rocks in there because you drafted in the first round. Y'all want to prove he's a first rounder. No, why don't you just say, hey, Mazi might need some help. Let's go, let's get us a dog. And if he comes through, he comes through. But if not, we're still okay. Yep. And that's what makes us mad about the front office, because they don't take the extra step to be the best. And that's why I feel like we also fall, because y'all don't do everything in your power to make this team great. And that's why we get mad at the front office. And that's just
I agree with everything you said, Big. And you know what? Now I'm talking to you, Big, and I'm feeling like, because my guy Wee Woo in the chat, Wee Woo got into it back and forth, because I was talking about the Mazi clip and how, we got to get pads on and stuff like that. But I think that it's just all about trying to get better. It's about trying to get better and trying to stack talent. Like, you want to be able to stack talent. It doesn't necessarily mean I don't believe in this player, but it means that I don't want to put all my... Sorry, y'all, I got a call. But it's like, I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket. That's just not smart. That's just not smart. You know what I'm saying? So I think that obviously we do need to. I'm with it. Like, let's bring in another D tackle. Because what is it gonna hurt to bring in another D tackle? You can never have too many D tackles. Like,
y'all got edges. Y'all got edges out of your mind. And we got Micah Parsons, and you still got Ezraku. We got Micah Parsons. You still got Sam Williams. So you're still loading up that. So why don't you protect that middle? Because Eberflus, one thing he said about his defense, I seen him on a podcast, Doomsday Podcast, and one thing Eberflus relies on is stopping the run. He came from Rod Marinelli disciple. They don't want you to run on them. Right. So if that's one of his MOs is, I like stopping the run, why don't you get everything in your power to help that? We know you can sack the people all day with the edges, but you're going to need somebody in the middle. I hear, we want to get upfield. Yeah, that's what Marinelli wanted to do. He wanted to get upfield, and we like that. But when we came to them critical games and we needed to actually buckle down and stop the run, it didn't happen. Because if you look at that year, even in 2014, when we had that year, 2014 was that year, right? That defense only allowed 98, I think it was only like 88 yards rushing a game. But it wasn't because that defense was just so stout. It's just because that offense was so damn good. We put that pressure on the other team, and they had to get away from the run game. So in the stats, you're looking like, damn, Dallas' run defense only giving up 88 yards a game. They good. Nah, they weren't that good, because when they played a team and they stuck with the run and they were bullheaded with the run, they would run all over Dallas. And that would happen with Dan Quinn. When Dan Quinn, we was loving it, getting all them sacks, putting all that pressure. But when teams would buckle down with a star, and you saw it too with Dan Quinn, when they said, we don't give a hell, we're going to keep running. What you see happen? 230 yards against Dallas. You remember when we played Denver that one year, and when they had Javonte Williams, and they said, we ain't worried about your run defense. We're going to run until your face fall off. You get what I'm saying? And that's when teams decided to be bullheaded and run on us, they could. So let's not get in that deceiving moment where we're only giving up this many yards a game. We need to shore that up still. It's going to rear its ugly head, Star, later in the year. If they don't do it, it's going to rear its ugly head. I don't care what they tell me. It's going to. And when we got that gauntlets of games in November and December, you need to stop the run that time.
Wow. I wish I had my buttons, because I'm glad that you said that, Big, because... See, this is good. This is why you talk to different people. You get different opinions and thoughts, because, I have been saying, and Even though Dak delusional fan, he a hater, but I have been saying this. They're like
Yeah, yeah.
Eberflus doesn't value one text because I'm like, bruh, when I'm looking at what we doing, we cut Justin Rogers, who's a true one tech, and brought in Perion Winfrey. And I'm like, Perion Winfrey traditionally a 3 tech?
He's a 3. He was a 3 in
Right.
Oklahoma.
So
But Perry, he just sit there and say, Osa is not. You keep on leaning 330 guys on him and double team him all day. His effectiveness is going to go away.
Exactly,
not every 300 pounder is the same. I could look at one 310 pounder and another 310 pounder. And you know it like I know, Star. You can see one guy who's 310 and another guy who's 310. You like, damn, you ain't moving nothing on that 310. And then you can see another 310. You're like, you're 310? You don't even look 310. You get what I'm saying? And that's where the difference is. And yeah, you can be strong, but when you ain't got that girth and them big boys who's supposed to be big on that offensive line, they're going to lean on you. You're going to get tired. And if you don't have the great rotation of depth, Star, like we don't have at the defensive tackle position, it's going to have other guys playing out of position, and it's going to get exposed.
Right. You're right, Big. You're right. And I think that I was thinking Eberflus doesn't value one text, but I feel like this could also be like, if I'm really being realistic about it, we've had this problem for years. We've had this problem consistently for years with not putting proper resources toward the one tech position or the D tackle period. Yes. I feel like, so if I have to be realistic with myself and say, this is likely another front office just trying to be cheap instead of just go out and get an actual run stopping DT that you know can really help you. Because I think when you're trying to make people tweeners, we have too much evidence of tweeners. They can do good, like you said, if they're not on the field that much. If you have a high-powered offense, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of our defensive rankings in the run and the pass and shit, I feel like have been skewed over the years because we usually have these high-flying offenses that can score, that can just score, which makes the defense fresh, which makes the defense do what they do best, which is pass rush. But it always catches up to us in the big games. Because these other teams know I cannot pass the ball against Dallas. It's a death sentence. So what can I do? Oh, I'm going to run the ball.
And run. And they don't stop. They get... And what do we talk about, Star? It's a copycat league. So once the tape gets out, just run on them suckers. You ain't got to do that. Just run on them. Just keep don't go away from it, because that's what, you know how offensive coordinators get. You know how they get, Star. They start getting, they itchy. They want them big plays, especially a big play type offensive coordinator. They get them itches and they're like, oh, this run is too boring. I got to throw the ball a couple of times. I got to throw it. What we talk about with Kellen Moore? I mean, he had a very effective run, but he would always fight him. Oh, I got to throw the ball. I got to do some trickery. I got to do something. And we'd be like, why the hell you just do that? Everything was going perfect and you just went against it.
You just messed it up.
You just messed it all up. Well, these other teams are like, nah, we ain't going to make that same mistake. We're going to stick to it. And because we know if we stick to this, we can beat you this way. We know if we keep your defense on the field the whole time, and then we can score on you. And now we're putting that pressure on y'all to come back and score and throw. Yes. And we didn't have a receiver opposite of the CD Lamb then, right? We didn't have the other weapons. So now it's putting pressure all on Dak. He's got to do it like they used to do with Romo. They used to do the same thing. Romo got to come in there and scramble and bring us all the way back. Dak got to scramble in there, bring us all the way back. Bro, that don't work like that. That always gets exposed. Stop doing that dumb shit. And like I said, this front office is goofy. Yes, you went and out got George Pickens, and we love you for it. But we shouldn't give you a cookie for doing the right thing.
Right. Do it.
You're doing what you're supposed to do. It's almost like you're giving a cookie to a parent.
To do.
Oh, exactly. we're gonna give you hand clasps because you fed your kids tonight. Mother sucker, you the parent. You're supposed to feed your kids and raise them right. You don't get all kind of hand claps for that. That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And this is the same thing with football. You're supposed to give your team every single thing for it to win, especially when you got the money to do it. And if you don't, that's when we question, is winning number one.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. We know it's gonna rear our ugly head. I see. This is why I'm glad I did the Big Star show today, because I feel like we talk sense into each other. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
we sure
I really do think like I really do feel like we gotta go out. We gotta get another defensive tackle that can help us. Now, somebody who just got released, which is a crazy situation. I got no idea what his medicals look like, but Christian Wilkins, who just got released from the Miami Dolphins. They done voided his contract. It's crazy because it's like millions of dollars. But he is on the market. Now, when we look at Christian Wilkins' production, obviously it wasn't great last year because he only played 5 games. But the year before that, this guy had 9 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, 65 combined tackles, 38 solo. So bringing in a guy like that could for sure help your team. And I feel like the Dallas Cowboys, like, of course, you got to check out the medicals and all that type of stuff. But what do you think, B? Do you think this is a guy we should give a call, or no, because of his injury?
I'm in the middle because I made a post like he was injured all year and they ate all that just to get rid of him, and then you see the video. And then you see the video. Do we really want somebody like that in the program? I'm not knocking the talent or anything like that. But we also heard about when he was over in Miami, they had Mike McDaniels. And what did they say about Mike McDaniels? Mike McDaniels was loosey-goosey. They was ready to run him out of town because they said he was soft. They said Mike McDaniels was soft. They said too many people and too many players got away with too much shit over there in Miami. And it just came out last year. And they said, oh, we lied. We were saying we was all together. We lied. I saw documented players because I was looking at the Miami stuff with this Jalen Ramsey thing. So I started really looking in deep. So now I look back at Christian Wilkins like, yeah, you may have been turning up, but where was the discipline over there? You know what I mean? And then as soon as you go over to a place where there's probably a little more discipline was probably going on, you acting really weird. So the talent, I like the talent. But you know what? We got to make sure your mind is right, bro, because you over there singing and dancing and all this stuff about foot injuries, and you looking hella healthy. Right. What's really going on? So I question you. So I'm not going to say don't bring him in because we are lacking. Don't bring him in. But let's make sure he got the right mind frame, because we don't want to just bring in anybody, because just because you have talent, if you don't got the right mind frame to be a winner, it can bring everybody down. So that's all I'm going to say is look at that, because you got a lot of stuff on that. Even when he was in Clemson, he was a little controversial dude. So that's something I would have to keep my eye on with him too as well.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I ain't gonna lie, like the injury and then them voiding out that much money, it just really should give you pause.
That much money? That's crazy. That's pause.
Like, what's going on there? Because that just really don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I do think that obviously Dallas Cowboys, like, they need to be trying to turn over every rock, nook, and cranny, because pads do come on tomorrow, and we're really gonna be able to see. Because it's like, I am trying to get the benefit of the doubt. You know, the offensive line had the advantage. You can't throw people to the ground. Tyler Smith his strength is out of this world. He came into the league with strength out of this world. So he's on year 4.
Oh, do you see how big he looks? Have you seen Tyler's? He is gigantic.
He is gigantic. And the way I ain't gonna lie, that clip, the way he
got an attitude too.
He's getting that.
You see how easy he moved, Mazi?
And he's got that attitude back. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a physicality, but see, now we can kind of transition onto the offensive side of the ball. Our offensive line. Oh, you know what? I did want to talk about one dude before we switch to the offense. What do you think about Kenneth Murray? Because I feel like there's gonna be this tension on who the fans want the Mike linebacker to be. Because when I listen to Kenneth Murray and I listen to Shotty, it looked like Kenneth Murray is the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is the guy that we brought in here to lead our defense and be the green dot. But then you also hear other people talk about Jack Sanborn. And I listened to an interview today about, they asked Will McClay about Jack Sanborn. And he's like, Jack Sanborn, he's not the athlete or anything like that, but he's a football player. And, he may not run the 4.6, the 4.5, but because because the way he sees and reads things, it makes him play faster than his actual like long speed. So, what do you think about that situation as far as who should be the green dot? But right now, it looks like Kenneth Murray is in the lead, opposed to Jack Sanborn.
All right, so number one, I like both of those players, but I really said that I made a video about Kenneth Murray, and I said people are dogging him, but he's going to be a great pickup for Dallas because he's always had the athletic ability. He's always had those measurables, but maybe he has underperformed a little bit. This is what I'm going to say. I watched Jack Sanborn, and I saw him with Eberflus because Eberflus, he's been with Eberflus his whole career because Eberflus picked him up. When I watched Sanborn, I'm going to be honest, I would rather Sanborn have the green dot only because I don't want Murray thinking so much. I want Murray just to use his athletic ability, be more of a weak side and use that ability where if you really looked at Kenneth Murray and his career, one of the biggest problems with Kenneth Murray is they said his instincts. He's a step late and reacting to some things. He might guess wrong with the gap and then big plays happen, or he sees it a little too late. And by the time he makes the tackle, he's already 5 yards down the field, kind of like the Jalen Smith kind of thing. But when I watch Sanborn, that mother sucker, he be knowing, he studies, he be on it. Like he's like that Sean Lee without the Sean Lee pedigree because he knows how to read, react, watch things. So that's the only reason why I'm like, why can't he be the Mike, put the defense where it needs to be and let the Kenneth Murray attack? Because I'm thinking if Ken Murray is running that green dot, he's got to think a lot too. And that's going to take away from his ability. And maybe because he's thinking so much and might guess wrong, now big plays happen where I feel like it won't happen like that with Sanborn. Use those other guys really to make the plays, but let Sanborn really call that defense because I feel like he's that guy that studies. Every coach has said this about him. He ain't the most athletic guy. He's not gifted like that. But when you put him on the field, he just makes plays. He played with Roquan Smith. He played with Tremaine Edwards, and he was still producing with those guys. And a lot of people said over in Chicagoland, because whenever we got a player from a different team, I go to their page. I go to their coaches, listen to what all those people say about him, and people are hurt that Jack Sanborn left.
Yep. I think with Jack, so Kenneth Murray was the middle linebacker for the Titans last year. He was also a captain. Yeah, and he was also a captain. Now, Kenneth Murray, despite the arguments about he don't see things always the quickest or whatever, I mean, he had pretty good stats. You know what I'm saying? He had like 9-10 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, over 100 tackles.
Career high size.
When I look at Kenneth Murray, we have so many linebackers that kind of have the same attributes, which a lot of them are like heat-seeking missiles, which is great because that's what you want out of your linebackers. You want your linebackers who want to come up and hit and fly around. Because I remember there's a guy, Maris. Remember when we brought in Maris? We thought he was going to be primed to be the middle dot, the green dot. And I want to say shout out to Miss Charles Sadiqa. You in the chat, glad to see you. Montana Music, some other people came in, Craig English. So we really appreciate you guys' support so much. But when we look at those two players, I feel like Kenneth Murray, he's a prototypical to me middle linebacker, but it's all about if Flus gets his hands on him, can he help him and make him see things a lot faster or something like that? Because it seems like sometimes when he misses big. I feel like the linebackers, and I feel like maybe everybody is kind of they're kind of training. I think Murray said that, or Maris said, like, we are all kind of training the position because they want the linebackers to kind of be interchangeable, which makes sense. I think obviously when you look at Murray has a way higher upside and has the ability to cover grass that Sanborn doesn't have just because he's not the athlete. So it's going to be real interesting to see how Flus and them do it. I just know every time Shotty and Flus speak about Murray, they face their face lights up.
They glowingly, they glowingly say that about him.
So, right, they
we forgot about Maris. That's your homeboy. You the one put me on the Maris.
Like Maris is my guy, and I feel like
Maris, you put me on him.
I watched his interview and he said, they're like, well, what did you work on, Maris? He said speed. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like they're going to
trimmer too.
Yeah, he looks trimmer. He looks quicker. So I think they want him to also. I think they want Maris to really play the Overshown role until Overshown get back. They want Maris just flying around, blitzing. Like that's what they want out of Maris.
Hair on fire.
Hair on fire. That's what they just want Maris to just fly around. So I think that it's gonna be real interesting to see how it shakes out. I probably think that Murray will get it over Sanborn, but I do see maybe Sanborn does it more in like a base defense, and then Murray in the nickel defense will be the Mike. But we'll just have to see how it goes. But I'm really excited for that. But I think, the defensive side of the ball has really been showing out at camp. They've been getting a lot of takeaways, but that's nothing foreign to us. We was number one in takeaways under Marinelli, number one or top 5 in takeaways under Quinn. You know what I'm saying? So being takeaways is not something new to us. But what I'm hoping for is can we get takeaways in big moments, because that's something that our team don't never do. It's like, you got 2 takeaways versus the Giants, you got 2 on Philly, you got this and that, but it's like, bruh, but in the big games y'all ain't getting no takeaways.
Y'all ain't getting them sacks.
And then you ain't getting them sacks. But then you look at other teams, you look at what their defense did in this big game, in the big games. I remember the Commanders got to the championship game because they made the Lions turn the ball over 4 times. But don't nobody talk about that.
Nope. They dominated them Lions in Detroit.
They dominated him, like 4 turnovers. Jared Goff didn't know what he was seeing. So that's what I would like to see. Like I love a defense that has takeaways, but it's like, can you have takeaways in the
when it matters the most?
Because we have not had luck with that. But anyway, moving on to the offensive side of the ball. When we look at the O-line, and I got these clips up, I know a big question mark is who? Tyler Guyton, right? That was what everybody was concerned about. I think a lot of people were like, if we can get Tyler Guyton to have just a good year, that this O-line can really return back to dominance. And so our guy Vach, shout out to Vach Lombardi, I call him the baby goat, who reached 100K subscribers. So shout out to Vach for real, because I love Vach because he built that shit out of the mud. He built it out of the mud.
Yes, he did.
Vach still wearing his do-rag. He's still Vach, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate Vach for being a YouTuber that was able to expand into that space. But to me, he has still been able to keep his authenticity. So I appreciate Vach so much. But when we look at these clips that he put out of Donovan Ezeraku versus Guyton, I'm like, okay, we're seeing, like I had this here. Hold on, let me see if I can put this up.
Yeah. Those are some good clips too. Look at that.
So we can kind of see, like, and I'm gonna mute it, but we can kind of see that, like, Guyton, his base is way lower, and we seeing him kind of use his hands more. But we don't worry, because we got clips of Dono. He gonna get him too. I think this is one where he does that jump move.
Oh, that's the move that D-Law used to do, that hand chop.
Yep, that hand chop. So
this is the D-Law move.
Right, this is a D-Law move right here. chop.
Yep, that's D-Law right there. That when he bring that arm down and chops it and kind of locks it, and then he bends under there. Offensive lineman can't do anything when he does that. But look at Ezaraku. You can tell he's like thinking right there, how I'm gonna get you.
How I'm gonna get you. Right off the bat. And so this is the type of stuff that like we gotta be looking at with these battles, because
Guyton, you need all that. Keep giving him the work, Easy. Keep giving him the business, because this is what I want to say about Tyler Guyton. And I said this before. I did a video on him, and I pulled up a clip of an interview that he did when he first got drafted. Mm-hmm. And Tyler Guyton said, this is exactly what he said. He said, I hated offensive line. They always try to put me on offensive line. I never wanted to play it. I thought I was a hybrid 3-tech defensive player. That's what I was going to college. I never played offensive line in high school. When I went to college, he said his first year in college, he was going there as a defensive 3-tech. He said in the Zoom, and they sent him a Zoom package, they had him on offensive line. He was like, oh, what? And he said, so he went to the offensive line. He said, when I got to offensive line, he said, I ain't gonna lie, it was bad. I got my ass kicked in the very beginning. He said, but I caught on and I eventually got good. He said he played right tackle those years, and then he declared pro. Now, one statement did I hear him say he ever played left tackle, So you've never played left tackle ever in your life, and you come into the NFL and switch from right tackle to left tackle, and then you're going against Myles Garrett, you're going against Max Crosby, you're going against all these dogs. How do you think he's going to play? He's going to get his ass kicked. But to his credit, like he said, I used to get my ass kicked in the beginning, but I got better. So this is what I'm going to look at a year two of, your first year. And what else did he say? He said, I didn't play good. I don't like how I played. I'm going to take myself and say I was bad. And that's what we respected about Guyton first. He came in and made no excuses. He said, I suck. I did not play good. I'm not going to play like that again, and I'm going to get better. So right here, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt when a man comes out like that and takes takes the responsibility is on me. It was on nobody else. It was on me. I'm going to get better. So that gets me excited. And when I watch him, keep putting easy against him, because this is only going to make him better, dog. This is only going to make him better. When you got a guy who's already coming in with this tool belt, that makes Guyton better. So I have good hope for him. I think Guyton is going to come and do it. He just needs to continue to get more reps, because he never played left tackle before, man.
Facts. He never played left tackle. And I think that's what a lot of people got to realize. And I've also told people as well, I was like, listen, Guyton came into a bad situation because Mike McCarthy and Solari did not want him. They were on lame duck years. They knew that they had to win now if they had any chance of winning. And most of us had Guyton rated. I had Guyton as a mid-second round pick. So it's like we knew that Guyton, of course, you can see how he's huge. You know what I'm saying? He has the feet, but we knew there were technical issues that made him not just ready day one to be thrown in at tackle facing the top pass rushers in the league. Like, we knew it was going to be a struggle. And then you had a play caller in Mike McCarthy who didn't really believe in running the ball. So you got
put a young rookie in that. Oh my God, that's the recipe for disaster.
It's a recipe for disaster. So he playing on his heels the whole game. And that was the result of his rookie year not being good. So I do like that he took complete ownership. I do like that he worked at, he was getting trained personally by Tyler Smith. I do like that, he's still putting in work with Duke, and he did all that he could this offseason. Shotty said he was the first person back in the building. Like, I love that he put in the work this offseason to get better, and that one of our trusted O-line gurus and Vach Lombardi said, I'm here looking at him, and Guyton is better. He is using his hands. He is punching. He is redirecting. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you can still see some of his issues, the lunging and stuff, but I think that you could clearly see on film, he's already improved.
He's gotten better. You can tell by looking at the tape. He's gotten better. You can tell.
You can tell he's gotten better already.
Tell. And he said himself, I was not good in the beginning, and I got better. So that's why I said that's why I'm going to look at you got put in a shell shock, a bad situation, and that offensive line coach wasn't going to be here. I definitely feel like you got a better offensive line coach and Clayton Adams, and then Riley from Kansas State. You got blessed with real guys, and you still been training with Duke. So I feel better about that. So I'm not going to trip off of Tyler Guyton. First year, that's if we're going to give anybody some grace, that's who you should give some grace. Especially, you didn't hear him say what Mazi said. He came out and took, like you said, ownership. He took responsibility and said, no, I need to get better. That year was bad. I'm going to do better because I'm not going to be the weak link on the offensive line. That's what I heard him say without saying it. Now, I ain't going to be the weak link. That's what I want to hear.
Exactly. That's what we want to hear. I love the full accountability, and shout out Uncle Charles, Ty. I really appreciate everybody being
I love
here.
y'all. Y'all said y'all ain't even watching the show, and y'all just listening to us in the background while y'all cleaning houses and working. We made it. We made it. They ain't even watching us. They just listening to us.
I think we found our new showtime because it seemed like a lot of y'all in here. Saturday morning, we got a lot of y'all in the chat. 127 of y'all. Please make sure y'all hitting. Please make sure y'all hitting the like button. Please make sure y'all hitting the like button, share, and also subscribe to me and Big Game Channel. We really appreciate all y'all's love and support. And I think we can talk about on the offense. Obviously, I would love to talk about CD and George Pickens. I think that when we're looking at their connection,
them two motherfuckers going crazy. Them two motherfuckers going crazy. Let's just say it. Just say it, Star. They going crazy. They was going crazy, Star. Because look, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I made the post, and I think you liked that post where I said CD and Cooper ain't the same as CD and Pickens. It ain't the same. It ain't even close to the same because Amari is not CD's personality. He's not. Amari is clean cut, quiet, chill. Always want to smell good, look all that. That's Amari. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But CD got some gutter in him. George Pickens got some gutter in him. So when George came over there with that young, and they both around the same age, CD came over and said, "Okay, this is my guy. This is my guy. This is my guy. This is who I wanted." Because he has just been peppy as hell. I ain't never seen CD smile as much. He been smiling. He just been smiling. CD is happy because he like, now I got a dog that's got my mind frame. That's like, George Pickens like, I don't give a fuck who you is. I'm going to destroy you. CD is that. And that's what CD energy. He needed that kind of energy to match with him. And now they're going to go hand in hand. I told you, I called them two of the America's most with Snoop Dogg and Tupac. I said, y'all two of the America's most. You know what I'm saying? Because you just brought out all of CD's insides, Pickens. You just brought all his insides out. And he's loving it. Right. Now we're seeing CD being like he really want, because Pickens don't really got to talk. Let CD talk. Pickens like, I'm about to do you. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? And with Dak, it's gonna be it's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It really is. It's gonna be crazy.
And that I agree with that, Big. Like, it's different. Yes, CD and Amari were dogs, but we gotta remember, CD was a rookie and a second-year player with Amari. CD was not he's a totally different player than who he was when he was just a rookie, or it was just his second year in the league. And then now you add Pickens to that mix, like you can tell, like when CD speaks about Pickens, he's like, we connect on a deep level.
Yes.
Like we just
day one.
He said day one, like we love each other, like we see the game the same. We both are dominant wide receivers, like. And they're not separate. They do everything together. Jug drills, training, everything together. They've been attached at the hip. And I feel like we've just seen a totally different side of CD that we haven't seen.
CD happy.
Y'all need to watch that CD, because I did a breakdown on CD's interview. I did a stream. I think it was yesterday. So y'all check that out in the playback. But CD is different, bro. Like the way CD's talking, the way
Dancing, doing his handshakes.
the way
He
the way CD's talking about like this is my like as a leader, as a captain, like I'm like, bro, this is shoddy effect because I'm just like these mofos, Mike, it's just they're different. They are different, they talking different, they want to lead different, and they think about like CD his maturity. His maturity is like I was like, damn, this is the first time I seen CD say, I take full accountability. He was like, I want to get better. How do I get better at blocking? That's what I'm working on. How do I say this year I don't want no drops? That's what a good year to me look like. Like taking that accountability, knowing that he's gotta get on the same page and him and work on his nuances to his route running and everything so that him and Dak can always be locked in. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much, but we can kind of, in this, like just showing a little bit of clips of Dak and CD and George Pickens and CD.
I want you to talk about Deuce before we get off of here.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna talk about Deuce too. I want to talk about
make sure you do it. But show them clips with them too, because see, here's the thing. When you looked at CD and then like I said with Amari, it just felt like CD was like kind of like, I'm gonna be respectful to Amari. That's
right.
this he's kind of been here before me. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like you starring me. I play with some people that are really good when I play ball, football, basketball, that are really good. And we would win games. But we just didn't vibe. We was cool and all that. But then if I had one of my homeboys come on my squad and he nice, bruh, I'm playing 10 times better. I might be with old boy and play good. But I got my dog here with me. And he nasty like me. No, my true self is really coming out now. I'm really so. That's that year he had a couple years ago in 23. He may not have those numbers like that, but like he said, I'm going to be like that this year. I think you're going to see a dominant form of CD. May not show in numbers, but you're going to see a dominant form in CD. And I believe George Pickens is the reason why that comes out.
I agree with that. Like you're gonna see a whole new CD, and I feel like this wide receiver room is gonna be nasty because I feel like CD is like my next level is how do I make my guys better? Yes, I'm great. Yes, George is great. But what about our 3? What about our 4? How can I make sure everybody when they get on the field, people like, damn, like we could have the nastiest wide receiver. I've been saying this for a while. Like we have the potential to have the nastiest wide receiver room.
The best combo.
Yeah, the best combo. Yeah. So
because if Turpin, you can learn how to catch. You drop that damn touchdown in the end zone, Turpin. I want Turpin to be the number 3 and let those other guys figure it out as a 4. Because guess what? If you got CD and you got George Pickens and you got that little fast mother sucker right there catching the ball too, what? And then you sprinkle in Mingo, because Mingo's going to be good with that. I don't give a hell what nobody say. Mingo going to be good with that.
Making his name heard. He already been making his name heard.
And Mingo's a big motherfucker.
Right, he big. That's a 6'2". You know what I'm saying? So 6'2", 6'3", and he's got a long wingspan. So
look at CD, he happy as hell. Look at him. Look at CD. He like a kid in a candy. Look at he like I got my guy. I finally got someone. Yay! I got somebody. Yay!
Like they just on a different level. Like it's just a different level of happiness. It's like, bro, like. That's what I would say. The team looks like they're having fun, and they look like they're happy. Like that's what I've done. Like they look like they're happy. I don't remember them just looking as happy as happy.
The shoddy effect.
It's the shoddy effect. It's
the shoddy effect.
I think
no matter what you say, he's the one that brings that enthusiasm. When you have a coach, if you have a really strong black personality, I think you do, Star. I think you have the type of personality that you can come in a room and you can control the room by your attitude. I feel like I have that type of personality as well. To where if I come into a room If I want to be super happy, everybody's gonna be happy in this room. If I come in this room and I want to be an asshole or just be a jerk, everybody's gonna be a jerk in this room. And I feel like Shotty has that effect where when he comes in and he's bringing that enthusiasm, you might be like, man, this day sucks. And here comes Shotty. What's up? Hey, man, get that goofy, get that mean look on your face. Man, we about to have fun. You don't know, you know how far that goes? That goes so far.
A long way.
Mike McCarthy, in my opinion, was not doing that. And that's the reason why our teams will come out flat, because he's not bringing that energy. He's not coming in with that energy. And when you're not bringing that energy and you're the leader, your team takes your personality. So they would come in flat. Shotty is not, look at that right there. Shotty is not doing that. So that influence makes a big, oh my God, people just don't understand. It's so much bigger than people think it is. It really is.
It's just way bigger. Way bigger is a different type of energy. It's just the coaches, the players, and they said they just do this right here. They're like, yeah, we just do this. Shotty just makes us do this just to get hyped before practice.
Right.
He just makes us do this
we ain't gonna come in all down, and we ain't gonna come in all. No, we gonna come in with high energy every single day. High energy every single day, because that makes a difference to your team, your players, and the organization. I don't know why people don't think that that's not real. It don't matter if these are grown people. These are people just like you and I. They just play sport. They are people, and they need those type of things like everybody else. They're not robots. They have emotions and feelings. And if you treat them as such with respect, but still have fun, I'm telling you, it makes the difference of how that player plays for you.
It makes a world of difference. And we can kind of, so that's I just think Dak, CD, George Pickens. I showed a clip of Mingo. Like, I just feel like it's just gonna be kind of like on a different level than what we're used to. I think, but we can kind of pivot just to end on the running back competition, because of course I think Deuce is, and I didn't see this clip. Did you see Tyler Smith pick him up like he a little baby? That's funny.
That's funny.
Woo!
But look at that though.
Smith. Who is that?
That was. Let's see. Who is that? 71. Who's 71?
That could be. I think that might be Austin Richards, maybe. But
okay, yeah.
When we look at Deuce, like we see the juice when you look at Deuce, and I just feel like I know Deuce is little legs. I know he 5'5" or 5'6". You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand all of that type of stuff, but I'm like, you can't tell me that Deuce, you can't find a way to put Deuce on the field for him to be a spark plug. I feel like when you look at somebody like him, you look at somebody like Turpin, like, these are gadget players. Obviously, they're not a true this or a true that. Oh, Nate Thomas, thank you, sis. She said that's Nate Thomas. Which apparently Nate Thomas is also right. Thank you, sis. But apparently Nate Thomas is also. Vought said Nate Thomas is having a good camp.
That's good.
But when we look at Deuce, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the Cowboys should keep 2 running backs with Juice. Obviously, that would be Deuce. Obviously, that would be Jadon Blue. I mean, Jadon Blue is clearly the fastest running back on the team. I don't think anybody else. I don't even know what his 40 time was, but I mean, he fast as hell. That's all I know. But
4.3.
4.3. Yeah, he's a 4.3 guy. So it's like when we look at, I'm trying to see if I can find, because I know I had some clip. They had clips. And shout out to John Machota. I stalk his ex. Here's another guy, Miles Sanders.
Yes.
Miles Sanders. What you think about Miles Sanders, Biggs? There's some people that think Miles Sanders gonna be RB1, but when this is all said and done.
I already said it. I said, first when I saw Javonte Williams, I said, let's go ahead and let's Javonte Williams, let's Miles Sanders be the backup, right? I made these videos. Then when I went to make a Miles Sanders video, I really delved deep. Why was the fall off? Because everybody was talking about his fall off at Carolina, right?
Right.
So I wanted to dig really deep in that.
Mm-hmm.
And he really just didn't have a great relationship with that staff.
Mm-hmm.
The coach that he came with got fired after 1 year. Remember, that was Frank Wright.
Right.
Frank Wright was that first, because Frank Wright was the coach first year, and then he got fired. Right. Remember, he only lasted 1 year.
He only lasted 1 year.
Miles, 1 year. So that whole year was a disaster.
Facts.
Miles Sanders was in that.
Yep.
That was a whole disaster, and he was in that. Now he gets fired. You get a whole new coach.
Mm-hmm.
We know coaches. You might not be my guy.
Yep.
I'm saying. So right. He's my guy.
Like Chuba.
So
Facts.
now, so now, if you're a player, because I've been in situations, I've seen situations. When you're on the bench, you'll feel some kind of way. Then when they put you in the game, you can't mess up. You start pressing. You think too much. Right. Because you know, if I make one mistake, I'm going back to the bench. I might not play for another 3 or 4 games. Yep. I've seen an interview with him. He got the call for the game against the Falcons that game. I think Hubbard was a little beat up. So he got the call. Miles Sanders was balling his ass off that game. Balling. So they talked to him after the game. And they was like, you know, what happened, man? You really played great. Off, you know, receiving, running. He said, listen, man, I was going through some mental issues, man, in the last couple of years. Right there. You're going through mental issues. You're not going to play your best. Then they interviewed him in the locker room. And he said, you know, how do you feel about this game? He said, well, I just want to show everybody why my ass shouldn't be on that bench, and I really got a lot to offer. Oh, there is some blood. There is some fire in that belly. There's some fire in that belly. You didn't fall off, and you're only like 27. I don't believe you fell off like that. And when you were with Philly, you ran like a dog. You had a good offensive line. That's what Dallas is going to have this year. Dallas is going to have a doggish offensive line. So I'm going to go ahead, and Miles Sanders said, I made a video redemption story. That's all I said for Miles Sanders, redemption story. And that's all he's talking about. I'm going to show everybody I ain't this, I'm not that, and I'm this. So I'm
not washed. Yeah.
I'm not washed. He's telling people I'm not washed. He's got a chip on his shoulder. I want players like that. I want players who got a chip on the shoulder and want to prove, because that's the type of, you're going to get the best out of him. And so I definitely think Miles Sanders could be RB1. They were talking about him being the surprise cut. I think he heard that in them streets. And he jumped on it. And I feel like he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. But like you said, Star, we got to figure out how to do something. Because when I did that interview with Emory Hunt of CBS Sports, this is specifically what he said. He said, he was talking about the running backs. He said, you better give Deuce Vaughn some carries. I said, hey, hold up. I said, you believe in Deuce Vaughn?
Who said that?
This guy, his name is Emory Hunt. He works for CBS Sports. He's like the czar of the telestrator. I met him probably about 5 or 6 years ago. He goes a lot to the Senior Bowls. He's really good in the streets, man. He used to play football. I can't remember the team he played for, but he was a defensive back. He's nice. He mentioned Deuce. And I said, okay, let's go back and talk about Deuce. He said, did you see what Deuce ran? He ran in a tough conference, Oklahoma's. He playing doggish teams and he's killing them.
Talk about it, big.
You're playing against the top teams, Alabama, and you're dogging them. These guys are in the NFL and you're dogging them. You're getting 180, dogging these players, these teams. So I went back and watched the tape, and I'm like, it's just he's short. He is. If Deuce Vaughn was 5'10", 5'11", he'd be one of the top running backs coming out of the draft. Period.
Facts, big. That's what I said. I said this. Y'all know I've been the queen of the Deuce fan club.
The only thing is stopping him is his height. That's it. Because he is a running back.
He is a running back. He's a receiving threat. And whoever said that, I'm glad somebody has eyes, because I'm like, the reason why I had Deuce as my number 1 running back coming out is because I said, listen, I love Bijan, I love Gibbs, but he had more production than them boys. He was in he was in a hard conference. Deuce wasn't no little school guy. He was in a difficult conference. And
he was in a tough
and he
conference.
was showing up and showing out. So but with Deuce, we know with Mike McCarthy, Mike McCarthy always lied. That's my one issue with Mike McCarthy. Like he knew how to lie. He knew how to lie for sure. Because you said you had a plan for Deuce. You saw Deuce like a Randall Cobb and all this BS, and you never let him touch the field. And then when he did touch the field,
Right.
I think that was that last game
He
versus
did
Washington.
he made plays.
He looked
He
good.
made plays.
So I'm like, can we? It's all gonna come down to, and this is a clip of Jadon Blue, which is Deuce's competition, but it also comes down to like, I don't do the coaching staff believe in him, but I was like, when it comes to Deuce, I feel like Deuce, you just gotta go out there and produce and be the best every day, because you may not be. I was talking to Boss, and he was like, I think with Deuce, he said, I don't think that that Shotty don't like him, but he said, I think that he is not Shotty's preferred type of back. So Deuce is gonna have to show and prove to Shotty his value in order for him to make this roster. But I clearly see that Deuce to me is more of a natural. You see Jadon Blue, he covering that ball up because y'all know he had 9 fumbles. He was fumble boy. He was fumble boy in Texas, but they try to work on him, and they talk about his behavior. Is he a professional and all of this type of stuff. So, but I still think that Deuce, if you're going to buy who has the best running back moves in the room, it's
Deuce is the best running back in the room. He's just little. Let's just keep it real. He's the best running back. Because if you watch Deuce when he really runs the ball, he be killing them fools. He be killing folks. He be breaking ankles, breaking kneecaps. When he gets through that line, and guess what? Deuce ain't running to the outside. In the pros, he's running in the middle between the tackles. He's not scared of that. He doesn't try to bounce it outside. He will bounce it inside. That's what Deuce will do. He will bounce it inside because he's a true running back. And when I listened to what Emory Hunt said, he said, that's okay. He said, you know what? Go ahead, Dallas. Go ahead and cut Deuce. And that's what I was telling you. He said, go ahead and let the Rams, Sean McVay, or you let one of the Kansas City Chiefs, you let one of them teams go ahead and pick up a Deuce Vaughn and watch how you're going to regret it. That's what he said to me.
And I'm glad somebody said it. Like, look at him. And I feel like Deuce could be the fan favorite. You already know people love Deuce. So if Deuce Deuce. We need to let Deuce run. Look at him. I'm guarantee you. And we're going to feel real.
Look at this move. Quick. You see that quick cut? Look. No, rewind that. It's
on a loop. It's on a loop.
Okay. So watch when it starts again. Watch 18. He already sees 18. Bounces it out.
Yep.
You see that? He already seen 18 going in. As soon as he got the ball, he already saw him going into that gap. So he already, as soon as watch he catch it. Boom. Bounces out to the outside because he already saw him right there and he beat him.
Like, come on, Shotty. I need you to figure it out and give him a chance because he can really be our spark plug. But I didn't even talk about Javonte Williams. I haven't really seen. I haven't heard nothing about it. When I did see Javonte Williams, I ain't gonna lie, it looked like he was moving in mud. But sometimes, when it comes to them, I think that with Williams, we just have to look at him as like he's our battering ram. I'm not really looking at him.
Maybe he's our closer.
Exactly, like he probably could be our closer. But when you talk about, dang big, you made me think differently about Miles Sanders. Now I'm like, let me go back and watch this Miles Sanders game. You said this is the Falcons?
It was the Falcons. It was the last game of the year. Just watch that whole game and then watch the interview at the end. Miles Sanders played like a totally different player when he really, really got the real opportunities.
I'm gonna go look at that, but
go watch it.
I think with our running back room, like we do have some guys that I feel like can really run. It's just all about, but they're not the big names, and I think that's why a lot of people like, let's bring in some more guys. And I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed if the Cowboys feel like we want to get another running back. By all means, bring them in here.
Cool with that. I'm
not one to be like shy away from
Run away from
competition.
competition, man.
Right. But I do think that guys like Deuce, guys like Miles Sanders, like these guys have the potential to
Give him a chance.
give him a chance. That's all I'm saying. Like I want to see what a game looks like with Deuce.
Give him a fair shot.
Give Deuce like an actual game plan, a fair shot, and
With
just
the
see how he
first
do.
team.
Like with the first team, because all them clips are with the second team. I want to start, but I know they ramp it up, so I know that they're gonna start moving stuff. Once we get closer to season, you're gonna start seeing some second team. Maybe you playing with the first team now and stuff like that. But I really want to see what it look like if Deuce gets an actual chance as an actual NFL running back, because I feel like he just needs a real chance to say, Deuce, you up.
I think he can.
I think he can do it. I think he'll shut everybody up.
I bet against you. Yeah, you shut me up because I bet against you the first 2 years, Duke. Deuce, I'm sorry. I bet against you, Deuce. I apologize. I said, man, what the hell? When they drafted him, I was mad, Deuce. I'm so sorry. And then next year, I'm like, why you keeping him on the team if you ain't gonna do nothing with him? That's what I was frustrated last year. Like, why you got him on the team if you ain't gonna do nothing? When they just cut him then. Because you're just taking up a roster spot and you ain't never playing him. So just let him go somewhere and let him be great. But it's just like, it's the same thing with Turpin. Turpin is big as me. I ain't no big dude. I'm a little dude. Turpin led him. Was he running that damn ball when they put him in that backfield? Did you see that Carolina game when they put him at running back? Was he scared? Nope. He didn't get hit hard. He didn't get smacked because he knows I'm small. I know when I get through certain ways, I'm gonna get blasted this way. So I know how to manipulate the line. And that's what Deuce Vaughn. Give Deuce Vaughn some real carries behind the first team and let him consistently just run the ball. Let him run the ball. And if he comes out of there getting a lot of gains, then mother tucker, you better figure it out now.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. Like, just give him the ball consistently. Consistently, and let's see what happens. And if he go out there and wet the bed terrible, then it's like, okay. But it's like, bro, you got to give somebody a chance. Right, but you got to give somebody a chance before you just write them off. But, y'all, we've been on here for almost damn near 2 hours. I feel like I can still talk about...
That's my dog. That's my dog.
I feel like I could be on here talking longer, but I'm like, I need to get off of here because I'm hungry and I got somewhere to go in a few hours. But anyway, guys, we really appreciate. It's 147 of y'all in the chat. Y'all better hit the like button. Y'all better hit the like button. Hit the like button. Share. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Stargazer Sports. Big game, James. We really appreciate y'all so much for supporting us, for rocking with us. Like I said, I think we found our time Saturday morning.
Before you finish that, Sky, I want you to finish that. You see Work done. I watched Work done. They said when Work done, I watched him at Florida State. Work done was little, tiny, and they were like, Work done ain't gonna come in the NFL and do that. Did you watch Work done in the NFL? Because I did. And did you see how he ran the ball? And did you ever see Work done get hurt? Give Deuce that same chance. Go ahead, Star.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. I'm glad. Like, I'm excited because Big is on Deuce Vaughn train.
Let's go, Deuce Vaughn.
That I'd be out here alone, but it's like, dang. But I'm glad, like, it's picking up, and Deuce is getting momentum for real. Because people like he's picking up. So I think Deuce just go out there and continue to play like you playing. And make these coaches not deny you. Be like, you know what? We technically didn't necessarily think you was gonna work out, but now we're like, we got to find something. We got to find a spot for you on the team. That's what I'm hoping. But we love everybody.
Damn,
in the
Star,
chat.
you brought out my superpowers today.
What?
You brought out my superpowers today. We gotta do Saturdays. You brought out my superpowers.
That's what I'm saying. We got to do Saturdays because this was fun. We out of here rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is great. You know, and I love this. And I'm glad that because I was like, the enemy is trying to stop us from doing this show. But I was like,
he always does, don't he? Don't the enemy always try? Because he must know we great together. He must know we great together because he like, nah, I'm going to stop it again. Now, you ain't going to use your computer. I'm going to keep it buffering. I said to hell with that. I'm using the phone. Phone going to be on charger. We gonna make it.
Exactly.
We gonna make it.
We gonna make it. That's why I said, Big, just use the phone so we can do the show. But I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us in the chat. Hit your like button on the way out, and hopefully we'll be back next Saturday morning for some more content on the Big Star Show. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good